I'll be discussing machine architecture of SIC and SIC-XC. So this is a second topic of module 1, means 1.2, 1.3.1 and 1.3.2 from your textbook. So machine architecture of SIC and SIC-XC. So the first part, the system software and machine architecture. So system software and application software. So these are the two classification of software. System software that supports operation of a computer. This is designed to run a computer's hardware and hardware and application programs. It is nothing but interface between hardware and user application. Application software it's focused on application. System software, so this is machine dependent. So most of the system software differ from application software in terms of machine dependency. So system software machine dependent and application software is machine independent, means it can be run on any platform. So SIC stands for Simplified Instructional Computer. So there are two versions of this machine. One is a standard model, SIC standard model, and the second one is SIC-XC. So here XC stands for extra equipment or extra expensive. So this is the second version of the standard model. So whatever the object program will generated for SIC, that can be executed on SIC-XC machines, because it is a advanced version of SIC machine. So we'll discuss the architecture, SIC machine architecture. So the first component, memory. So this machine, the memory consists of 8-bit bytes, means here 1 byte means 8-bit, and word means consecutive 3 bytes are from one word, that is nothing but 24 bits. And this architecture, the computer memory is 2 to the power 15 byte. So this supports byte addressability. Then next is the registers. So here 5 registers are there. So each registers are 24 bit in length, means one word. So the registers are A, accumulator. So accumulator is used for arithmetic operation. X, so this is a index register. This is used for addressing, like array it tells the index. Then next one is the linkage registers. Linkage registers stores the return address of subroutine. So this will be stored the address. So whenever you're using any subroutine in your program, so during a jump instruction, the control has to transfer to that particular subroutine. So the return address will be stored in link registers. The next one is a program counter. So program counter, this stores the address of next instruction. Then the fifth register is SW. Okay, SW means status word. So this is a register that contains status information like a condition code, interrupt flag, these and all stored in a status register. And these numbers are the representation. 0 means accumulator. So these are the 5 registers: accumulator, index register, linkage register, program counter, and status word. So there are 5 registers. Each registers are the capacity is 24 bits, means 3 bytes can be stored here. Next, data format. So integers as represented as 24-bit binary numbers, because so the word represent 24-bit. Even the registers can be stored only 24 bits, 3 bytes. The negative numbers are represented using 2's complement format, and characters are stored in 1 byte ASCII format. So this is very important. Standard version of SIC that does not support floating point hardware. So we can't perform any floating point operations using this architecture. Then instruction format. So 24-bit, that is a length. So that will be divided like this. 8-bit, the higher 8 bits are used for opcode that tells the operation like add, subtraction and all. Then 1-bit X that indicates the mode, address mode. Okay, then the remaining 15 bits are used for address, the location address. So this is the instruction format. So this is the standard format. All the instructions follow the same format. So next is addressing mode. So this architecture supports two types of addressing mode, direct addressing mode and indirect addressing mode. So based on the X bit, okay, so if X bit is 0, then it's a direct addressing mode. Target address will be calculated, that is equal to address, direct address. Indexed mode, so by the time X, that will be 1, it will be set to 1, and target address will be calculated address plus the content of X. So this is like array. So A of index, for example A of 1, so 1 is a offset. So how the target address will be calculated? The base address means address of A plus the location means offset 1. So if you add these two, you will get a target address. Then okay, this is an example. The first example for direct addressing mode, LDA 10. So LDA is a load operation, load accumulator, and 10 is a memory location. So this is a instruction format, opcode 8 bit and 1 bit for X and remaining 15 bit for address. So opcode for LDA is 00, so it will be given as hexa. So 00, 8 bits are represented like this. In hexa, 1 digit means 4 bit in binary, so totally 8 bit. And now this is a example for direct addressing, because we are not using any arrays here. It's just a memory location. So load 10 to accumulator, that is the meaning of this instruction. So X will be 0. Then suppose 10, the memory location is 1000, so this address is in 15 bit. So the last one is only 001, because only 15 bits are used to represent address. The next example for index addressing mode, for example STCH means store character buffer comma X. So here X is used, so buffer of X, that is a representation, means similar to array. So opcode for the STCH is 54, it will be represented as in binary 8 bit, and X will be 1 now because it is a index addressing mode. Then suppose buffer location is 1000, so address of buffer is 1000. Now the effective address, the target address will be calculated using okay, the address of buffer plus the content of index registers. So 1000 plus content of index registers. Instruction set, so it supports load and store instruction set like LDA, load accumulator, load index register, store accumulator, store index register. Then integer arithmetic operations like add, subtraction, multiplication and division don't support any floating point operation, so the operation is applied on integer. So register A's are used here, means accumulators are used for arithmetic operation. Then next is comparison, COMP, this is for compare operation. Then conditional jump instruction, jump greater than, jump equal, jump less than. Then subroutine linkage instruction, return subroutine, jump subroutine. The next one is input and output operation. So it transfers only 1 byte at a time, means you can transfer 1 in 1 byte, means 8 bit from system to output device or output device to system or computer. So each device has an 8-bit code, because we can transfer only 1 byte at a time. And these are the following operations used: test device TD, read data RD, write data WD. So test device, test whether device is ready or not. So based on the condition code, so it will check the status word register first, SW register. So what is the status of the system? If the system is ready, then okay, it will transfer the data. Then read data, reads byte from device and stores in register A. Write data, writes byte from register A to the device. So accumulators are used for temporary storage. Read to get the data, write put the data. So the next one is similar to that SIC XC machine architecture. So this is the extended version. So here XC stands for extra equipment or extra expensive. So along with the SIC features, it has some additional features. So that's what whatever the object codes are generated using SIC, that can be executed in SIC XC machines also. So here memory. So memory XC machine architecture. So first memory. So memory same as SIC. 1 byte means 8 bit. The memory size is 1 megabyte. So 2 to the power 20 bytes. So larger capacity. And word means same. 3 consecutive byte, 24 bits. Same as SIC. Only the size. So SIC 2 to the power 15 byte. SIC XC 2 to the power 20 bytes. Then registers. It contains 9 registers, 5 SIC register. Along with that 4 additional registers are there. So 4 additional registers are B, base register, and S and T is a general purpose registers. This can be used for arithmetic operation. Then F for floating point accumulator. So SIC XC supports floating point operation. So this is a register for that F. Okay, but and the size of F is 48 bits. All other registers are 24 bits. Only floating point register is 48 bits. Then data formats. Integers are represented binary number. Negative numbers are represented as 2's complement. Characters are represented using ASCII code 1 byte. So this is additional. Floating point represented using 48 bit. So this is a format. So the first bit, MSB bit is sign bit. 1 bit is used for sign bit. So if it is 0, then it represent positive number. If it is 1, then it represent negative number. Then 11 bits are used for exponent, and the remaining 36 bits are represented for fractions. Then instruction formats. In SIC, it's a standard format, 24 bit, but SIC XC, it supports 4 types. So variable size. The format 1 byte. So here only 8 bits, only opcode can be represented. Then format 2. So this is 2 byte, means 16 bit, 8 bit for opcode, and 4 bit for register 1, and 4 bit for register 2. This is the second format. The third format, so 3 bytes, 6 bits for opcode, and these are the flag registers. N stands for indirect mode, I stands for immediate addressing, X for index addressing, B for base addressing, P for program counter, and E for exponential addressing. So this can be used during address mode. And the remaining 12 bits for displacement. So N, I, X, B, P, E. Okay, so these are the flags. So only 1 bits each. Then last one is extended format. 4 bytes are used. So in this 6 bits for opcode. Then N, I, X, B, P, E, same as format 3. But 20 bits are used for address. So these are the 4 formats. We'll see the example. The first format 1 byte. So here we can store only 8 bit. So the instruction will be like this: R sub, return sub. Okay, only opcode will be there. So that is the representation for R sub. Opcode is 4C. So it will be represented like this. Then format 2, example, compare A and S, where A and S is the registers. Opcode, register 1, register 2. So second format, 16 bit, 8 bit for opcode, and 4 bit for register A, and 4 bit for register B. Okay, and here this is a opcode of compare. Okay, and this is a content of A, content of S. Then format 3 bytes. Example, LDA, load accumulator, hash 3. So whenever hash is used, then that tells immediate modes are used. So load 3 for accumulator. So okay, so this is a third format. So 6 bit for opcode. Now N, I, X, B, P, E. So these are the flags. So immediate mode is used. So I set to 1, and all other flag will be 0. Okay, immediate mode I will be 1. Then this is the address of that is nothing but 3. Okay, means we are loading 3 to accumulator. Then this is a extended, so whenever plus comes, okay, now this is a format 4 will be used. Extended j sub jump subroutine rd-rec, means this is the name of the subroutine. Okay, the meaning is jump to address rd-rec. Suppose 1036 is the address of that, so fourth format will be used here, 4 byte, 6 bit for this, and these are the flag. Okay, so whenever okay, so see 4 formats: format 1, format 2, format 3, and format 4. 1 byte, 2 byte, 3 byte, 4 byte, and this is example. So here n and I, it will be set to 1, and e will be set to 1. That tells the extended format you are using. Okay, so in detail okay, you'll discussing, we'll see in assembler part. By the time okay, entire source program has to convert into object program. So here just example we are included. Then next one is the instruction set. Instruction set same as SIC, load, store, then arithmetic. Okay, along with that it supports floating point arithmetic functions also. So add floating point, subtract floating point, replace floating point, and divide floating point. Then SVC, supervisor call, it's also provided in SIC. This is to handle interrupts. Then input and output. So IO channels perform IO while CPU is executing other instructions. So it's independent. So there is a special IO channel. This is for to transfer the data. Then instructions like SIO, TIO, and HIO are used to start, test, and halt the purpose. This is to start the IO operation. This is to test the operation. This is to halt the IO operations. Then addressing mode, very important. So different flags are used here. Based on that, these are the addressing mode. Base, relative. In SIC only 2, based on X. X is equal to 1 means indirect. X is equal to 0 means direct. But here many types are there. So base relative, the first type. So these are the flag N, I, and P. So base relative means N will be set to 1, I will be set to 1, and B for base, that will be set to 1, P 0. Then program counter relative, PC relative, N will be 1, I will be 1, same, but B is equal to 0, P is equal to 1. Base relative B 1, P 0. PC relative means B 0, P 1. And direct means B and P both will be 0, N and I will be 1 only. Then immediate, I will be 1, N, X will be 0. Other flags, okay, it will be set to 0 only. Indirect, N stand for indirect, that will be 1, I and X will be 0. Indexing, both N and I 0 or I. R or 1. So indexing means N and I 0 or N and I 1, but X should be 1. So here 0 or 1, any type. Then next one is extended. So here E will be set to 1. So example, base relative addressing mode, for example store character buffer comma X. So N 1, I 1, B is equal to 1, P is equal to 0. Target address will be content of base register plus displacement. So B is equal to 1. Then PC relative, same format, but B is equal to 0, P is equal to 1. P stands for PC relative. Target address is content of program counter plus displacement. So if base registers are used, then base relative. If it is not used, then okay, usually okay, so whenever the new address is calculated, program counter content will be used. So most of the instructions are PC relative only. Then direct addressing mode. So N will be 1, I will be 1, B and P both will be 0. So target address is just a displacement. Okay, it's a direct address mode. For example, load 10 like this. Then this is a index addressing mode. So N is equal to 1, I is equal to 1, B is equal to 0, P is equal to 0. So index registers are used. So indirect N will be 1. So target address is content of X plus displacement. Then immediate, so immediate value hash tells immediate, so I will be 1, N and X will be 0. So target address is nothing but operand. Then indirect addressing mode, N will be 1. Okay, so this is indexed. So indexed means X. Okay, X will be 1. Sorry, I told N. So index means X flag will be okay. For index, X will be 1. Indirect means N 1 will be 1. So target address is the content. So simple address mode. I is equal to 0, N is equal to 0. Target address is base pointer and displacement. This is not okay, same as SIC standard load now means like a direct mode. Then next one, this is a XI stand. So if the instructions are like this, LDA, NUM, so then simple addressing modes are used, direct mode, same as SIC standard. But okay, so in a SIC XC, okay, so in this standard I will be 1, N will be 1, and target address is displacement. So this is a summary. These are the mode: PC base relative, PC relative, and registers. Okay, then direct, indirect, and immediate addressing mode, indirect addressing mode, simple addressing mode. Okay, and this is a I operations. So like this, target address will be calculated. So here in your textbook they are given only 2 examples. So in the next chapter, okay, we have to calculate the object code and object program. By the time in detail you will come to know these addressing mode. So now consider these 2 examples: base relative addressing mode, store X index register, length. So index registers are used. So okay, store X, length will be moved to okay, no, accumulator content will be moved to length. So effective address of length is 0033, means that is a location of length, location address. Then content of B also consider 0033, means in a base register, okay, 0033 length will be stored. So displacement 0, okay, because in a base register length will be stored. Okay, there is no displacement. Then flag, N will be 1, I will be 1, X will be 0, B will be 1. Reason, we are using base register here. Then P and E will be 0. So displacement 0. So this is the opcode of store STX. So finally the object code is 134000. It is object code. Effective address will be calculated like this: displacement plus content of B. Then PC relative, so STR RETADR, so no registers are used, base registers are used, so it's a PC relative. Most of the instructions are PC relative only. Okay, if base registers are used, then base relative addressing mode. So effective address is 0030, that is address of return address location, and program counter, suppose it contains 0003, means the address of the next instruction. So the displacement will be, so this minus this. Okay, so how to what is the distance to transfer the control? Okay, so this minus this, displacement is 002D, so that you have to write here 12 bits. Then the flag NIXBPE, so here P will be 1, PC relative, B will be 0. Then N and I will be 1 because SIC XC format we are using. So the object code is 17202D. Okay, that's it. So this is the end of the first chapter.